Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a dreary Thursday morning. Yep, that's right. The day of bowling. Thursday is the day of bowling. But what else do we got going on? How about deliberation? That's the name of the mop today. So welcome to the mop on a day of dreariness. And we're not sure what the hell the weather's going to bring today. But it is gray. It's warm, though. It's warm, that's for sure. So my question, by the way, if you watched Trump's thing last night, I did not. I did not watch Mr. Trump's thing last night. I had other things to do, such as watch Dr. Pimple Popper, whatever. Also had to help my wife. There is a church in Richland Center that does baskets this time of year every year that give to the needy. Laundry soap, regular soap, tinfoil, saran wrap, toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenex, things like that. So I go and help bring them in every year. I've helped her for the last couple of years, and it is very cool to see this church come together. So Jamie Johnson here in Richland Center, congratulations and thank you. Not congratulations so much, but thank you. It's truly appreciated to see how your community of your church comes together and does this phenomenal service. Some people may say, well, it's a duty, but you don't see that happening a lot with other churches. Yes, they do give things, they do things. The staggering amount of homeless people in Richland Center is just absolutely crazy to me. Out of a town that's overall, I think, 5,000, I think, 5,500, somewhere in there. It baffles me that we have 40 to 50 people that are homeless, plus who knows how many that are just couch surfing or going from home to home or doing whatever. It's still considered homeless. I think you would be surprised in your own community how many people are homeless or struggling to get by. It's a scary statistic when you think about it, that we have, and yet we as a country are building grandioso ballrooms, arches, bombing people, spending money out of control. See, we were all about this fraud and stuff and before, until it comes to things like that, and then it's okay. But if you look in your communities, look at those that are struggling. You say, Chris, it doesn't happen here. Richland Center has homeless people, okay? Richland Center, Southwest Wisconsin. For the people that watch this from other states and anywhere else, there is homeless populations everywhere. Well, they just need to get a job. No, that doesn't happen a lot of times. Some people are down on their luck and have just been shit on. That's the best way to put it. And yet, most people won't invest in a homeless shelter or help things along because there's no return for them. See, when you feel that people have to have a huge return, such as financial return, to help in those predicaments, I'm not going to help with that because, well, what's it going to do for me? See, that's probably why I think I heard Phil Nee on the radio say it the other day. What would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do if somebody gave you $1 million? The hard part for me would not be investing in something like that, and it's not investing because I'm guessing I'm not going to get my money back out of it, but it damn sure would make me feel good. It would damn sure make me feel better that we are getting people to where they can wash their clothes, they can shower, they can sleep safely, knowing that where they lay their head down is comfortable. See, if you go home at night to your 5,000 square foot house or your 2,000 square foot house and the heat is on and you can have a hot shower and you can just have a good meal, do you think you're blessed, or do you think, God, life could be better? Think about the people that are right now sleeping in tents, sleeping outside. We're coming into this holiday season where everybody is supposed to be joyous and celebrating about what a great year. What if people aren't having a great year? Thank you, Tim. Yes, and I know you are. You are a big-hearted person. That is, and I would have stopped last night, but you were packed. And I don't do well with crowds. Sorry. But it was nice to see your business was packed last night. But yes, there are companies that will hire people. And Tim's one of them at TKO. He's also a sponsor of my mom's Alzheimer's tournament. But there are some people that just cannot work in jobs. I will tell you that it's a struggle sometimes for me because of my mind, my brain. Mental health is a huge problem, and there's not a lot to solve it. There's not a lot of things to do. To give you an example of my mom when she first really started getting hit in 2020 with Alzheimer's. So if there's one disease we are starting to learn a lot about is Alzheimer's and dementia. And that's hence why I do the tournament I do. But try to find a secured facility to keep her safe in all southern Wisconsin. Couldn't be done. She ended up in Winnebago for a little bit. Then she ended up in Mendota. Psych facilities. Okay? Not a place a dementia, Alzheimer's person should end up. Actual psych facilities, because that's the only place they could put her. So I went through place, and I couldn't get her out of there because they said she would want, and without 24 care and alarm and everything else, she had to be in a facility. So they finally find a facility. It's in Hudson, Wisconsin. I'm her legal guardian. So we send her to Hudson, Wisconsin. I took her. Dealt with all of the verbal stuff that she had. You know, you say, Chris, it's not her. I know it's not her. But when you're watching your parent decline into the abyss, it scares shit. So now take these people that are somewhat look like they are normal and they just are, you know, I guess we have this word now, lazy or whatever, that they're just not trying. But yet then you see posts on like the Richland Center where they're like, well, that guy scares me because he's talking to himself or whatever else. And he's living in a tent, and don't approach him. Just why can't they do something with that guy? There's no place to put a lot of these folks. There's not a safe place. And everybody wants to be treated humanly. They want to be treated in a humane fashion. But it seems like when it comes to then other things such as race, ethnics, whatever, that some people put that aside and just say, nope, whatever. Treat them however you want. That's how I feel about the things that are going on in this world right now. We just should not be able to just arrest people and throw them wherever. We are better people than that. We have ways. Cancel a few golf trips. Cancel a few things of this. Cancel a few that. Cancel a few more bombs that we feel that we need to drop on boats that it shouldn't happen in my book, because there's no evidence of what they're doing. Yes, there is, Chris. There's stuff in the ocean. And has anybody seen it yet? I haven't seen where the Coast Guard is scooping up. Well, that's because it blew up. Oh, so what are we doing to the environment when we blow up this supposed huge amount of bad things? We need to start changing our mindset. See, somebody posted a thing yesterday with a big smiley face, and it was a friend or a guy I knew through school. I wouldn't even say they were friends. We were acquaintances. We played ball together for a while, but to me, friends are like the friends I have that are close, that I could call. Otherwise, there's acquaintances. So let's say it's an acquaintance. I know him. Well, supposedly it was posted by a family member about the statistics of the disapproval of the Democrat Party with a big smiley face. So I said, well, that's great, but the Democrats aren't in power right now. The Republicans are. So why are you posting that? And why aren't you posting what your party can be doing to help the scenario? See, I think they're leaving for vacation again Friday. The House took 45 days off prior and blamed that on the left. So they've worked not much. Most of us, if we said, hey, I took 45 days off in the last couple months, everybody go, well, geez, great, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And we're worried about the nickel and dime, but yet we have all of these people that aren't afraid to seem to be afraid of it when they take their time off. And to me, that's just stupid. But yet we're calling people that are out on the street or that need SNAP benefits or whatever, we're calling them lazy effort, whatever. They want to go on these tangents and say, well, they're just a disgrace. Can't believe it. God. And then, of course, for somebody that is a parent that's on SNAP and for them to be able to buy like a bag of the little powdered donuts for their kids. Well, jeepers cripes, we can't do that. We can't let them. They need to buy apples and bananas. Yeah, we know. As you're buying your kids 12-ounce Diet Mountain Dews and powdered sugar donuts and Pop-Tarts and whatever else, well, we can because we have the money. But them in low-income people shouldn't be able to do that. See, that's where we argue. And I'm not even arguing anymore. That's my point. That's why it's my page. Is everybody should be able to treat their kids to something like that once in a while. I'm not saying it happens, and quite honestly, I'm going to guess. And the people will come, Chris, well, I saw that lady with SNAP benefits. She bought lobster tails and steaks. Okay. So what's your point? If you look at the SNAP benefits that most people get, it's like $300 a month. If you look at your budget as a person, I'm going to guess that if you have the money and you have what you want in your bank account, you've pissed away $300 in a month on shit you didn't need. These people are spending it maybe one time they are. I don't think they're buying it every time. Oh, I see them all the time. They're wasting their money. Do you go up to other people that you see wasting their money and say, geez, great, you'd be a lot better off if you didn't do that? When they come to your restaurant or anywhere else and they buy a huge pizza and all the beers and all that and they spend a couple $100, do you say, boy, that was a stupid investment? Or if they're at your gambling machines, or I used to work at a casino in northern Minnesota, and I legally couldn't report people that I knew that were on the verge of bankruptcy or whatever it may be. And they were spending a ton of money. They're wasting money. We know. Christ, we had a priest that got caught spending all the offering money down there playing blackjack as a priest. This is just a rich, poor scheme that the government seems to want to play. And why haven't we adopted the Obamacare stuff? Because, well, that's just a shitty plan. Where the hell is the other plan? Again, if you're going to come and degrade something, make sure there is something that is going to be better. And sending people a check to help with insurance is not the answer. There's not going to be control that way. As we go into the holiday season, shit starts hitting me pretty hard because I was on the edge of that once. I was on the edge of where my kids couldn't have a Christmas, and they weren't gonna. But I came into a couple that helped me out. I worked part-time. I did cutting trees. I did all the stuff that I was supposed to do to help with that. Yep, I'm wired that way. But I was capable of doing that. There are some people that, yes, they'll abuse the system. I know. But if that's the only argument you have a shitty argument. There are some people that just cannot do it. And there's just nothing that except what can be done is put that aside and help. Bless somebody. And maybe it will turn them around. Maybe at that point they'll go, holy shit, somebody cares. Instead of, hey, jackwagon, go get a job. Hey, you loser. Get a shower. Do something. Clean yourself up. Quit with this name stuff and quit putting people into categories. And actually lift people up. See, that's where the whole Christian thing bothers me. If you are coming through with the whole Christian faith, and then you're on this end of saying the guy right now leading the country is a great Christian, and then he's tweeting about or whatever about having talks with Jesus and how honored Jesus is to have him and his dad, or his dad's extremely... Come on, folks. Let's at least look at raising people up and helping. Last night, when we unloaded 100 baskets that are sitting there waiting for needed families that are going to be tickled to get some laundry soap, toilet paper, and Kleenexes and shit like that in a basket, you really need to look at how things are. And I was blessed to have a family when I had young kids. Thank God they showed up with the toys for one winter, one Christmas, so my kids could do that. My kids got blessed, and it was a couple times. And I've worked full-time since I was 15. I've been working since I was 15 years old, minus for a few weeks off for when I had my stroke and had to get rewired a little bit to get back to work, and another week or two out when I had my grand mal seizure, and probably a few days off when I had Lyme's disease and couldn't really think real well. But other than that, I've been busting my ass trying to make it right for my kids. And they're all growing now. But now I have grandkids. And thank God I do, because they give me the power to do it. But take time to bless somebody. Like I've said before, if you want to have a meal for a lot of people or whatever, message me. I'll help put it together. I'd love to help do something worthwhile. I need to start also trying to figure out how I'm going to retire at 65. I got 14 years to figure that out. And the way it's going, I'll work till I'm 82, 3 like my dad. Because that's just how it is. I don't see myself comfortable retired, because I don't see it happening, especially the way things are going. So with that said, thank you for joining the MOP this morning. Take time today to bless somebody, whether it's a family, food pantry, whatever it may be. You know, Julie Cairns does a food collection at State Farm in downtown Richland Center. Drop off some extra things there. Even if you're not a customer of hers, or a toy drive, or whatever. Or if you see the kettles even, the red kettles. Throw a few things in there, or if you see a jug on a counter somewhere. Take it one step and try to bless somebody. Again, like Tim said, hey, he always has work for someone. If you're trying, he'll take the help. So, thank you guys very much. We'll be back tomorrow morning with another edition of the Mop. And like I said, take time to bless somebody today.